Hello, everybody. Suzanne with Dawning Visions Hypnosis. I have a really serious question that one of the video folks that I was researching who left the field of mental health brought up in his video. And that was, do you feel that the mental health system has lost its sanity? It's a pretty important question to ask if you're a mental health professional, especially if you're a therapist. I had to agree with him because I could not see any reason to keep people over-medicated and in programs where the directors of the programs had no respect for the clients and really didn't have any idea how to help them. Zero, zilch, none. It was a terrifically terrible situation. This happened not in one place, not in two places, not in three places, 4 places that I worked at. Supported housing as a non-licensed counselor. You see, I had worked in a really great place at the Gathering Place, which was a social program for mentally ill adults, 19 and over, which is part of another program. Well, actually, there were 4 programs that were run by the same agency in the building that I was working at the time, which was in the early 1990s. These people respected the patients, they understood correct boundaries, and they were really present for them in every way. I got mentored by the best people, and then I went into these shit locations where these people didn't know anything about anything, and it was really quite a downer. So that's one problem. The second problem was one that came up actually when someone on Quora, a forum where people can ask questions and other people can answer questions, where a retired psychologist had answered the question to do with the lousy quality of therapists out there. And his response, not mine, his response as a retired psychologist, said that the problem is in the quality control. There is none. So it's pretty easy for people to get a license to practice and to not know what the hell they're doing, and they don't have good supervision, and that's a problem. In fact, other people on Quora have complained about the fact that they didn't have any supervision or any real help when they needed it when they were going through school. So how do you help a person with serious mental health problems when you're not getting the help that you need with your supervisor? And how do you deal with a situation where everybody is being labeled with some mental health problem because the DSM-5 and 5R basically say that anyone with any normal human emotions is mentally ill and needs some kind of prescription to go with it? It's ridiculous. There was a time when people learned how to regulate their own emotions. It doesn't happen these days. If anything, we have a bunch of people who are complaining about the fact that, well, I don't have to do this thing because, I have a mental illness, and because of that mental illness, well, I don't have to do it because I can't do it anyway. Or they will want people to walk on eggs around them because, God forbid, they get hurt by something that somebody says, even if it wasn't directed at them, because, everything's personalized. We live in a really strange times, and it's something that we really need to contend with in a much more realistic way. See, I'm a hypnotist and linguistic programmer because I hold my clients accountable for their bullshit. They don't get away with anything with me. And they actually appreciate it because you know what happens? They heal. Yeah, they heal. They no longer have the symptoms that gave them the problems in the first place. All gone. They're able to move on with their lives. And as a hypnotist, that's what we're taught to do with people, as quickly as possible, actually. They're not supposed to stay with us forever. Well, there are some hypnotist coaches who believe that. It's a good way to make more money, they believe. But I believe that if you help people to really transform their lives really quickly, they'll pay pretty much anything. Because they don't want to be sick and they don't want to be stuck. And they don't want to be seeing me for the rest of their lives, not the healthy ones. Or shall we say the ones who really, truly want to be healthy? Because obviously, if they were totally healthy, they wouldn't need me in the first place. But you get the point. So I do believe that it is time for us to really, really deeply consider what mental health actually is and what mental illness is, and make the discernment between those two things. And to stop labeling every person who walks into your office with some mental illness, which is an added stigma, by the way, as well as a way for them, some of them, to use that as a reason to not do what they need to do in this life. Because they can't do it because they have a mental illness label. Not a good reason to not be able to live one's life. And I would say that if that's the way that you're running your practice, you're not helping your patients, you're helping them stay ill. And that is not what this process is supposed to be about, at least as far as I'm concerned. If you, like me, would like to really help your patients to overcome their problems once and for all, as long as they don't have psychotic features and they aren't given a personality disorder by a licensed professional and they have an IQ over 70, they can be helped with hypnotism and neurolinguistic programming. I know that because I've been doing it for 20 plus years. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, by all means, I have my 2-day VIP program training with a 12-month mentorship, so you can learn how to apply the tools and techniques as you are working with your patients. You just send me a message and we get on a video call and I'll tell you how to best approach it. And my trainees absolutely love this program because of the mentorship. I don't know any other hypnosis or NLP, neurolinguistic programming, training company that's doing that these days. And honestly, that's the way I learned. I called my trainers every week for 2 years because it was included in both the neurolinguistic programming practitioner and the neurolinguistic programming master practitioner programs that I took back in 2003 and 2004. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I will leave my contact information in the description box below, and you can connect with me so we can schedule a video call so I can tell you all about it. Well, that's all I have for you for this time. As always, I thank you for spending your time with me till next time. Bye-bye all.